Yo, what is good? My anniversary. What is good, yo? So, with things popping off this week's episode, it's no surprise that once we get towards the craziness in this show, things just continuously don't stop popping off. And for better or worse, I honestly think this was one of the showcases I definitely need to see with this show because I've been feeling like it's just like this one pervert's heaven, right? Like that's pretty much all it is him getting a chance to restart with a bunch of ladies, but having the mind of a 40-year-old, right? So it's a really weird concept. And then not only that, the father himself of this person pretty much is like the perfect embodiment of him as like just what he would probably do in situational stuff if he had the chance as well. And it's like, bruh, you and your father are trash, like scum human beings. So it's kind of hard to like root or want to see them like succeed in weird ways, right? But they have a lot of stuff coming to them that they deserve. Like my kid, straight up walked up, got hit. He's like, "Wow, that hurt." He's like, "You know what? I think I should hit her back." Now you know what it feels like to be hit, and before he could even finish that, bop, another slap. So these are the types of things that really kept me guessing, I guess you can say. Like I had no idea what was the next couple of steps after. Um, but regardless, it's definitely been pretty funny. And I think that funniness all came to an abrupt end, just like the way he saw it, with all that blood and all that stuff leaking on him. It kind of brought the seriousness back to the story, especially with him being the one that make a situation up, trying to get the good graces of this girl and trying to be her savior. And maybe this will be a way to show her that if she has magic, she can protect herself. And like he was gonna make it all look like a ploy, a joke. But clearly, the person who really got a whiff of this plan, and it didn't really make sense until it like really clicked in the case of just like, why did they zoom in on the guy that works for the dad in the way that they did, right? He's like, hey, I got a plan on how I'm gonna help your daughter, and I could be her tutor, and then it zooms in on him, and I'm just like, cameraman, please. But it made a lot more sense when they actually go through with the plan, and the people who have this girl absolutely just start beating the crap out of her. Um, I don't think they had specific orders to like harm and beat up the kid, the boy, but the girl was 110% the target, and especially with what they know from the mayor or the guy who has a ridiculous amount of money, he is definitely uh, someone they could get a lot of ransom for this girl for. But of course, like I was saying, because of how this episode pretty much came to this ending of just this is still real life. You are capable of dying. You are weaker than some of these people with their sword techniques, which who would have thought magic is finally kind of being put in its place by swordsmanship, man. Like, I know that sounds like redundant that I'm saying that, and it sounds like this has never happened before, but it's very rare that you have something that you can conjure up out of your fingertips that can explode possibly mountains or explode houses, explode large, small thing. It could blow up things. And all I have is a sword that I've been training with to swing it. but somehow it is the thing that keeps popping back up and doing the most significant damage to our main character, believe it or not. So it's funny to me that these little hints of him needing swordsmanship keep getting stronger and stronger, almost as if without it, there is no way for him to truly win for some reason. Like, he has to get past this obstacle of not having it and pretty much also figuring out his own way of either mastering it or finding out which style is just better for him to master. Because at this point, even I feel like if he would have gave the girl a weapon, she probably would have did something, right? Like she probably would have figured something out. And I completely forgot that I was getting killed slowly but surely, so I died. um, but with her getting beat up the way that she did, there was a lot of whatchamacallit drained out of her. There was a lot of um, passion drained out of her, right? She literally had her teeth broken, and that was just by one dude who was using his hands. The other guy was way better with the sword than that dude. So yeah, it could have got really bad, and I don't know if they actually just wanted money or they wanted to uh, humiliate and whatever else, you know. So interesting stuff. I will be dropping Attack on Titan a little bit later when it actually drops. But with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I'm your boy, Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. Peace.